It's one of the most widely used supplements in the entire fitness world. From professional athletes to everyday gym goers, from sprinters to power lifters, from beginners trying to gain strength to advanced lifters aiming for peak performance. And yet, somehow, despite decades of research, thousands of published studies, and approval from sports scientists around the world, creatine still remains one of the most misunderstood supplements ever made. Walk into any gym and you'll hear people say things like, "Isn't creatine basically a steroid?" Bro, you're gonna gain so much water weight. It's bad for your kidneys, man. Be careful. You need to load it. You need to cycle it. It works instantly. You have to take it before your workout. Most of these claims, pure myth, pure confusion, pure misinformation passed around like old gym folklore. So today we're cutting through every rumor, every misunderstanding, every outdated idea, and breaking down the 10 biggest creatine myths people still believe. This will be fast, simple, funny when it needs to be, and most importantly, backed by actual science. Before we jump in, hit that subscribe button, grab your scoop, and let's start strong with Myth 1. Myth 1. Creatine is a steroid. Let's get one thing straight. Now, creatine is not a steroid. Not even close. Steroids are synthetic hormones. Creatine is a natural compound your body already produces. You get creatine every time you eat foods like beef, salmon, tuna, chicken, and more. If creatine counted as a steroid, your weekend BBQ would technically be illegal. Your steak dinner would violate drug testing rules. And everyone who loves biryani with beef would be walking around like pro bodybuilders. But here's the real deal. Steroids chemically alter your hormones. Creatine increases your body's stored energy, ATP. Steroids have dozens of dangerous side effects. Creatine is one of the safest supplements ever researched. If creatine had steroid level power, trust me, half the gym would be 300 pounds of shredded muscle. I'd be competing in Mr. Olympia instead of making this video. Creatine is natural. Creatine is safe. Creatine is not a steroid. Myth 2. Creatine makes you fat. This one is hilarious and completely wrong. Creatine does not make you fat. Creatine increases intramuscular water, meaning water gets stored inside your muscles, making them look fuller, rounder, and more pumped. It does not store water under your skin. It does not store water in your belly. It does not increase body fat. It's not fat weight. It's not bloating. It's just muscle hydration. Basically premium fuel for every rep, every set, every heavy lift. So next time someone says, "Bro, you're getting fat from creatine," just tell them, "No man, that's not fat, that's hydration gains." Myth 3. You need a loading phase. This myth is half true, half misunderstood. Loading can speed up saturation, meaning you'll reach full creatine levels faster if you take 20 grams a day for the first week. But you do not need to load. If you simply take 3 to 5 grams per day, you'll reach full saturation anyway. It just takes a little longer. It's like charging your phone. Fast charge gets you to 100% faster. Regular charge still gets you there, just not as quickly. Both work, both fill the battery, both give you full performance. So no, you do not need to swallow 20 grams on day 1, unless you love unnecessary bathroom trips. Myth 4. Creatine destroys your kidneys. Ah yes, the classic myth that refuses to die. Let's make this very clear. If you have healthy kidneys, creatine is completely safe. There are over 1,000 scientific research studies on creatine, making it one of the most tested supplements in history, and none of these studies show kidney damage in healthy individuals. Doctors, sports scientists, and nutrition experts all agree. Creatine is safe. Creatine is non-toxic. Creatine does not damage kidneys in healthy people. The confusion comes from a simple misunderstanding. Creatine temporarily raises creatinine levels, and creatinine is a marker used to check kidney health. People saw creatinine goes up and freaked out, assuming kidneys were failing. But guess what? Higher creatinine from creatine supplementation is normal and harmless, because it's simply a byproduct of more creatine being used. Your kidneys are chilling. They're not struggling. They're not panicking. They're basically saying, "Relax, bro, we handle much worse things than this." Unless you already have kidney disease, you're safe. Myth 5. Only bodybuilders need creatine. This is one of the most widespread misunderstandings about creatine, and it's completely false. The image many people have, the massive guy in the gym wearing a tiny stringer tank top and gulping protein shakes, is outdated and misleading. Creatine is not reserved for competitive bodybuilders or extreme muscle chasers. In reality, creatine supports performance, energy production, and muscular endurance in a wide range of individuals and athletic profiles. Creatine benefits a diverse diverse array of athletes and physically active people, including strength athletes, sprinters, swimmers, CrossFit competitors, football players, cyclists, martial artists, rowers, track athletes, gymnasts, recreational gym goers, weekend warriors, and importantly, creatine's usefulness extends far beyond athletic circles. There are surprising and compelling reasons for other populations to consider creatine supplementation. Older adults. Creatine supports age-related muscle preservation and helps maintain strength and mobility. Aging naturally brings increased muscle deterioration and risk of falls. Creatine may help reduce these declines and contribute to improved functional strength and overall vitality. People with neurological conditions, research indicates creatine may positively influence cognitive function, memory, and brain energy processing. Creatine plays a role in cellular energy, including neurons, potentially supporting brain health and protecting against cognitive decline. Students and cognitively demanding professionals. Because creatine aids in ATP energy availability within the brain, it may support concentration, processing speed, cognitive stamina, and mental clarity. It's not just a muscle supplement. It's a compound that helps power cellular energy wherever it's needed. So yes, creatine is for everyone, not just the stereotypical muscle-bound gym giant. If you've ever joked about grandma taking creatine, imagine the scenario. An elderly woman confidently deadlifting and outperforming half the fitness center. While humorous, it illustrates a serious point. Creatine is a universal performance and wellness enhancer, not an exclusive bodybuilding tool. Myth 6. Creatine works instantly. It would be great if this were true, but unfortunately, it's not. Many newcomers mistakenly assume that taking a dose of creatine will yield immediate boosts in energy or strength, similar to a stimulant. They imagine something like, scoop today, superpowers by tomorrow. But creatine does not behave like caffeine or pre-workout stimulants. You do not feel creatine, at least not in the acute sense. There is no instant rush, no sudden surge of power, no dramatic spike in focus, no immediate performance transformation. Creatine functions by gradually saturating the muscles with stored creatine phosphate, thereby increasing the capacity for rapid energy output during intense muscular activity. This saturation process typically takes 1 to 2 weeks of regular dosing if taken normally. If a person performs a loading phase, higher doses over several days, full saturation can occur faster. But it still doesn't happen in hours. Creatine is about cumulative benefit, long-term consistency, and sustained muscular energy availability. It is not a quick fix, not a temporary boost, and not a miracle overnight formula. Think of creatine like investing in a savings account that gradually compounds versus taking out a payday loan. In other words, creatine is a marathon, not a sprint. Myth 7. You must take creatine before your workout. This myth persists despite being debunked repeatedly. Many people obsess over the timing of their creatine ingestion, believing that consuming it right before exercise is essential to achieving its effects. But here's the truth, timing does not matter. You can take creatine in the morning, right before bed, before training, after training with a meal, on an empty stomach mixed with water, blended in a smoothie, whenever it's convenient for you. What matters is not when you take it, but that you take it consistently. Daily intake is the key to maintaining muscle saturation levels. If that means taking creatine right after brushing your teeth in the morning or while watching Netflix late at night, that's completely fine. Consistency beats timing, always. Myth 8. Liquid creatine is better. This one couldn't be more wrong. Liquid creatine is actually one of the least recommended forms of creatine supplementation. The primary issue is that creatine naturally breaks down in liquid over time, converting into creatinine, a form that is far less effective and lacks the performance-enhancing qualities creatine is known for. So while a freshly mixed solution of powdered creatine is completely fine, creatine that has been suspended in liquid for extended periods begins to degrade. By contrast, powdered creatine, especially creatine monohydrate, is the most researched, the most effective, the most stable, the most scientifically verified, the most affordable, the most widely recommended liquid creatine is like drinking soda that's gone flat. It technically still exists, but it's lost its punch. The gold standard remains powdered creatine monohydrate, and there's a reason it has dominated the supplement world for decades. Myth 9. You need to cycle creatine. This misconception likely originated from practices common with stimulants, hormones, and other compounds that influence receptor sensitivity or endocrine function. But creatine is different. You do not need to cycle creatine. Creatine does not shut down natural creatine production. Creatine does not interfere with hormone balance. Creatine does not build tolerance requiring time off. Creatine does not diminish in effect with long-term use. Creatine does not cause dependency or withdrawal. Long-term clinical studies, extending over many years, demonstrate that creatine remains safe and effective with continuous usage. There is no physiological rationale for taking breaks or cycling it. If you feel obligated to cycle something, cycle your exercise intensity or your commitment to not skipping leg day. But creatine? No cycling required. Myth 10, race creatine is just hype. This argument falls apart the moment you look at the history of creatine as a supplement. Most fitness fads and supplement trends disappear within 3 to 5 years. They're debunked, proven ineffective, or simply fade out of public interest once people realize they don't deliver on their promises. But creatine has remained one of the most popular and trusted supplements for over 30 years. Why has it persisted? Because it works. Because its effectiveness is supported by a huge body of scientific research. Because it's approved and accepted by major sports organizations worldwide, because elite athletes and everyday gym goers both experience measurable real-world benefits, because it consistently delivers performance improvements in both muscles and brain energy systems. Creatine isn't hype. It's one of the most tested, validated, and reliable supplements ever developed. If someone dismissively calls creatine a scam, you can confidently reply, real hype dies quickly, real results endure. Creatine has done the latter. Final message, and that wraps it up. 10 creatine myths, completely destroyed with real science and zero fluff. Next time someone tells you creatine destroys your kidneys, makes you fat, or magically works in one day, just send them this video. If you want more fitness myths busted, more science-backed breakdowns, and more no-nonsense explanations, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment about the next myth you want me to expose. Smash the like button to support the channel, grab your scoop, stay consistent, and whatever you do, don't skip leg day. This is Fitness Facts and Zero Fluff. I'll see you in the next one.